NFT is just like another app that built on top of the blockchain.
Today with me I have Ivy Fung.
Yes, I am Ivy Fung.
Okay, without further ado, tell us more about yourself, introduce to the audience.
I'm SABAHAN. I'm been into the tech industry. Actually, it's my first job. I got into the tech industry as a programmer. After a year plus in the industry, I decided to venture out and have since went into constructions, medical, elevator. Most of the time is the man-dominated industry, just like the tech industry, which is getting better but still quite man-dominated. And about 5-7 years ago, I do think that I want to travel the world when I still be able to work, and what best to go back to tech, especially becoming a programmer, since I actually started as a programmer anyway. So I'm so ready to pick up programming language. Python is my first choice at the time. That's why I'm now very active with PyCon, the Python community. But then I got to know about blockchain, and blockchain caught my attention, and I found a job in the blockchain industry, and I've been there since. Until now is about 5 years into the blockchain industry.
Oh, okay. Speaking of blockchain, we'll be talking more on that later, but before that, since it's an ice cream podcast, so I will have you may have yours.
I've been looking at that, and when I'm thinking that like when you're going to say that like let's start with the ice cream. You know, by the way, just one. You know, how long we gonna talk? Is that cukup tak?
So like now, are you like attached with a company or you're freelance?
Now attached with a company that is doing e-sport and also using blockchain technology. Yeah.
So when you say e-sport, like the
gaming.
Oh wow! Yeah. Oh wow! I know NFT, like you said, NFT is part of blockchain, but what about the audience who is partially like me? What is NFT in an easier way you can make people understand?
First, let's talk about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is like our money, right? So our money, like 1 ringgit, my 1 ringgit and your 1 ringgit, same value. Even the serial number might be different, but same value. We exchange, you still have your 1 ringgit, I still have 1 ringgit, even though we exchange. So that is cryptocurrency. Every cryptocurrency, as long as it's like no ringgit, every ringgit is the same. If it's like, for example, Bitcoin, every Bitcoin is the same. NFT, in another word, you can look at it as if it's our passport. Our passport, though it might look the same, but as long as you flip inside there, we have different, all the details is different. Your name, your birth date, where this is going to, when this is going to expire, and all these things, right?
And where have you traveled and all?
Yes, all these things, right? If we exchange our passport, from outside it might look still the same, but actually inside it's not. Because I cannot carry your passport, you cannot carry my passport. And it's even illegal to do that, and then you cannot go through the custom, right? You cannot pass through the custom. I cannot go to the custom with your passport. You cannot do that either with my passport. So this is almost, this is something like an NFT. It's unique. Even the standard of an NFT is the same, but it is unique. It represents something that is unique. There would be no another NFT or passport that look exactly the same. Even though I have another passport, because we renew our passport, right? It was still different than the passport I have before. Our passport number will be different. Where we have been is different. So NFT is something unique and one of a kind. So
it's like limited one edition.
Definitely. It's not even limited edition. It's one and only.
One and only.
Yes, it's one and only. So this is NFT. So we use NFT to represent something unique. For example, you can use it to represent a membership because the membership tied to a person, and that will be unique because there will be only one of that person in the world also. So that person own the membership, so that is a unique thing. You can use it to represent an art. So a lot of people, right, use NFT to represent digital art because it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because like every single digital art is different. Even to have a little bit difference, the code can be, the code, right, is totally different. So you use that to represent, your NFT to represent it, right? It make it easy to transfer. If you have created a digital art and then you make it into an NFT, now all this information is recorded on the blockchain and not being able to delete it. So you'll be able to trace back who actually created this digital art and from who it has been transferred to and who actually owns it now. So that is the reason why that like, NFT make a lot of sense to use it to represent digital art. And that is why digital art is the things that make NFT popular. Though it is not necessary to represent digital art, it can represent anything, anything unique. Like I can use an NFT to represent myself,
Like
if there is a need.
Yeah, because I saw there was this one website, people are selling selfies, like trading selfies and make it like as part of NFT. And they make like millions of dollars. I'm like, okay, what are you guys do?
I think it's Ghazali that you're talking about. Ghazali,
Yeah.
Ghazali from Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have to separate from two things here. There is a novelty in his selfie. We're not talking about like whether he's handsome or not, he is a famous person or not. It's just that like for him to do the selfie for so many years, it's something that like people who recognize the effort and the novelty in doing so. NFT is just a tool for him to reach out to different buyers, like crypto owners who want to buy something and invest into something. And NFT make it easy for the transfer of the ownership. Say that like, now I'm transferring this selfie to you. You own this selfie. Now, by buying the selfie, right, it's just like, for example, if you buy the photo, like last times, like, when we don't have so much of access to internet, we like to collect, celebrities' photo and all this. But after you buy the photo, what are you going to use for it? After papar, tengok saja, that's pretty much you do, right? But what if one day, right, this celebrity say that, like, if you have bought my ticket, my photo before, now you can come and have a dinner with me. That is possible also, right? But when you buy the photo, you do not know that like, the celebrity one day will say something like this. But whether you are actually owning the photo or not, or you steal from somebody, right? There's no way to prove. But when you put it on the NFT, who is the owner of the actual NFT and all this, right, will be recorded on the blockchain, and it's immutable. It means that you cannot change, and it is public for everybody. Everybody can trace, and everybody can kind of like verify whether you are the owner or not. So that is the beauty of the NFT. So coming back to Ghazali, so that is his idea of taking selfie for many years is his kind of like art. Putting it on an NFT or tie with the NFT is the way for him to monetize it.
I get it now. Now I'm starting to think if I should take a selfie starting from this year and then, I don't know, in a few years, try what Ghazali did. Because, like, it's...
You have to do something more creative than that now.
Probably with an audio. Does NFT has value?
Value is very subjective, I would say. It's just like our ringgit. Who gives the value?
The bank
Negara. And and who determines the internationally, like, when you exchange with other currency, how much it's going to be?
The World Bank? Is it?
Generally, when you go to exchange, right, it's willing buyer, willing seller. So the market kind of like determines, based on demand and supply, determines the value of it. And by Bank Negara issuing the money, they determine that, like, okay, this colors with 5 is going to means 5 ringgit. So that is translate that to blockchain and cryptocurrency that relate to cryptocurrency. And whoever issued the cryptocurrency can say that, like, this is how much is going to be. This is 1 Bitcoin. This is and then 2 Bitcoin, 3 Bitcoin. That's how you're gonna call it. But when it goes to the market to trade, how much it's going to be, sometimes it's not up to you. It's market determines that, like, how much are willing to pay to get 1 Bitcoin. So whether it have to have value, sometimes even though that, like, you do not put a value to it, it might still have value, because if people want what you have, you have value. For example, this t-shirt I wear, I got it for free because I'm the committee for the PyCon. So to me, it's like, is it means no value? But if somebody really want this t-shirt and only have one, they're willing to pay for it, then this t-shirt certainly have a different value.
I wanted to ask you about how it is different than crypto, but I think I want to change the question. How is an NFT relate to crypto?
Okay.
Because there was this one game that I think you can only bought NFT with crypto, right? Right? Is it?
Not yes and no. Yes and no. I'll explain why. Okay. So if you remember earlier on, I mentioned that crypto is like our money, and NFT is like a passport or car registration card that represent something unique. Now, you think of it, right? Something unique is like an asset. And if you want to buy an asset, like you want to buy a car, you need to use your money. And you use crypto to buy NFT. And you sell NFT for crypto, right? But that doesn't mean that, like, you cannot exchange crypto to crypto. It's just like you go to money changer and change ringgit for USD. And doesn't mean that, like, you cannot exchange your car with my car. Can, right? But because, like, we have like a lot of asset in this world, right? So we need the money to buy something, because barter system, you changing things with things is a bit more troublesome and difficult. So we have money to buy assets and sell assets for money. So in the blockchain world or crypto world, you use the crypto to buy NFT. NFT is the asset, and you sell NFT for crypto. It doesn't have to be using crypto to buy NFT, because you can use credit card, but the protocol, the apps behind it will do the magic to change your fiat to crypto, and crypto to buy the NFT. So technically, yes, you have to use crypto to buy NFT, but in actual fact, there's a lot of other ways that, like, you can use a credit card or money to buy.
Would you say it's illegal? Let's say you bought NFT. I mean, yeah, you bought an NFT, and then who determines the price? Is it you?
Okay.
If you want to sell it back.
All right. Who determines the NFT price? There's 2 phases to it. If you are the creator, you create it and you put it out to sell. It's just like, you paint an art, and then you put a price tag there because you are the painter. It's the same as a creator of an NFT. You put a price tag there. But then after that, whether people want to buy, what is the perceived value people put on it, that is not up to your control. Right? Yes. So it's just like, whatever work that like Da Vinci did when he was like way younger, it might not have that kind of value or fetch that kind of like price as compared to when he was really established. But whatever he did before suddenly become more valuable also. So you as a creator may determine the first price of your creations, but later on it all depends, like, how well you do continuously, and what is the market perceived value, and why. So you have to create value for yourself in order for your work, which is an NFT as well, to be more valuable. It's kind of related. It's the same. Just
So
like
is it like legal though? For me to,
it is not. I can only say it is not illegal.
Should I bought a cheap NFT and I'm like,
Yeah, the reason that I'm saying that, like, it's not that, like, because it is not illegal. It is because there is it's just the internet. People said that, like, things on the internet, is it legal or not illegal? Difficult to say, right? Because it's no boundary, and each country would have their different rules and regulations over it. Even until today, internet has been so popular, we don't really like have a set of rules to say that, like, things on the internet is illegal or not
Yeah.
illegal. It's the same thing, but there's a lot of, like, world regulators are looking into this regulations for NFT as well as cryptocurrency. So I can only say that, like, in Malaysia, it is not illegal.
it is not illegal. It brings the meaning of it's legal, but it's different. It's situational.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you can see that a lot of government agency is very supportive of blockchain and all this. So I can definitely say that, like, it is not illegal. But there will be some rules and regulations that governing it, and it's changed, updated pretty frequently. So you do need to pay attention to that, including the tax regulations.
So, back to basic, how is programming related to an NFT?
It's tech, so it definitely have some sort of, like, programming or codings to it to make it works. Now, why we want to trust, like, blockchain and things on the blockchain like cryptocurrency and NFT, it is because coding is very deterministic, which means whatever you ask the codes to do, no matter how many times you ask it to perform, the result will be the same. So it's very trustable. Because it's very trustable, so it is used by getting to use by many, and it is trustable. Come back to the basic again, is because of the code, and code is always come back, give you the same result. So how it relates to coding, and that is in a very simple form, the codes give it the deterministic outcome, and that is why that is trustable.
Okay, so it gives us security, or
Yeah, you
something
can
like
say that, yes.
Like, can an NFT be, I don't know, be hacked, or changed, or something like that?
Theoretically, the
If you're
whole
genius
system,
enough.
theoretically, the whole system can be hacked. So far, it is not, and there is some caveat to it. The caveat is the network need to be big enough, because it goes by majority. If the network is small, to achieve majority is easy. When the network is big, to achieve majority is difficult, it's costly, and it's almost impossible to do. As of, like, for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the network is very big. It's almost impossible. Theoretically, it's possible, but it's quite impossible to make any changes to it.
Now that you're in gaming industry, but how did the idea of NFT entering the gaming world? How did that
Yeah, I think that, like, a lot of games nowadays either started as a Web3 games, means that blockchain games that are using cryptocurrency and NFT,
Yeah.
or some games that, like, going into adopting this as well. Now, the reason that, like, a lot of gaming is going to this kind of situation is because, for the in-game assets, like their armor, their skin, the
Yeah.
character, and all this, right? For easier change of ownership, if I want to sell my armor, if I want to sell my, what do you call that, arm or I want to sell my skin or whatever, right? It's easy to trade in the form of NFT or cryptocurrency. Yeah, that is the main reason, especially nowadays, right? It's global.
And it's faster.
Yes. And the ownership is easier to trace. You do not have to depend on like a third party. It can be done just like simultaneously without an escrow. The blockchain itself act as the escrow.
Okay, because there was this one game, I don't know if you guys heard of it, and I don't know if you've heard of it as well, but it's kind of like the Gen Z games. It's called High Rise. Let me show it to you first. So like every single thing, one of these, like the accessories and all that, they have like their own value.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like with NFT or no NFT, in-game asset, something like this, right, do have a value. It depends on how rare is it.
Yeah.
So, generally, NFT in gamings, right, they adopt the same concept. It's just like they make it into an NFT. So to make the transfer, like, again, it comes back to the ownership of it and the transfer of the ownership. Generally, blockchain helps the recognitions of the ownership and the transfer of the ownership much easier. And with the ownership, right, whatever benefits that come with the ownership, it's easier for you to distribute it. You just have to distribute to the owner of the NFT.
So when did this NFT start again?
It started actually, it gets kind of popularized somewhere around 2021.
Last year. Last
2 years ago. But it has been around like since almost the start of the Bitcoin at about the same time, because the concept start a little bit later than that. Yeah, it's just not
that
popularized.
Because I feel like it's getting popular. I think about last year or last year that everyone is talking about NFT.
It has the technology or the concept of this. It has been a while. I would say that like more than 10 years ish. Yeah, but the word NFT itself, I think, is only 2015. I guess around there. I'm not quite. I can't really remember it like exactly. Like Crypto Kitty is also an NFT. So back
Crypto
to
what?
Kitty.
What is that?
It's NFT.
Oh damn!
Yes, cute,
Is,
right?
is it a character or?
Yes, it's character. It's just mainly that you have like cat, male cat,
in a
female
game,
cat.
or
It's kind of like you can create a new cat with something like that.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. It's a very very simple things, but it's kind of like almost. I'm not sure whether it's the first crypto games, like mini games kind of things, but it's definitely one of the earliest.
You told me just now, you can mix two cats and make another cats.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bring the value of the NFT, right?
Well, each of this cat can is an NFT. You create a new NFT. So it's kind of like a games that basically it's all coding. How you're gonna get the information from this cat, and then you create another one. It's all about coding, and that's how I know coding related to NFT as well. So yeah, because each of this kitty is unique.
To wrap things up, I just want to say thank you for being here and enlighten my world with NFT, because I know nothing before this, especially when it comes to consider it to say that I kind of know a little bit about blockchain now. Well, I still don't know what blockchain is, but I know that NFT is part of the blockchain, but it's good enough. Probably another
For now.
Yeah, for now. Probably we're gonna invite you. Do let us know when you're coming down again. And we'll be playing. We'll be having a fun session after this. If you guys want to watch it, do go to our TikTok. It's right over here, or whatever. And see you guys there. See you in the next episode. And don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video. Okay, would you rather eat the same food for the rest of your life or never use Instagram again?